That is beautiful actually.
So I quickly came back.
No, you shouldn't come back. If you can allow that same state to be inside your being, you will reach the state of enlightenment. So next time when it happens, please don't be frightened. It's a wonderful experience. It's a wonderful experience. Allow the boundarylessness to happen to you. Don't disturb. It's such a wonderful blessing which happens to people very rarely. You are the blessed one to have that experience. Next time don't miss it.
I will lose myself.
Lose? What is wrong? Yourself is not worth having. What's your age? In last 46 years you are holding yourself. Can you say a single beautiful woman which happened in your life, you are waiting for that to repeat? No. There will be no moment. As long as you are holding yourself, you will only torture yourself and others. So let go yourself. That's what Buddha says, Nibbana, Nirvana. In Pali they say Nibbana. Means letting go. Complete letting go. Let go. You will be safe and you will be safe.
What's the difference between Lord Ganesha and all the gods?
You see, all are same energy, different forms. As an energy, it is one and the same. It's like a same water, different ice. According to the cool breeze, the ice takes a shape. There is a big lake. Water is same. In some place, the cool breeze is too much, so you see a big ice. In some place, cool breeze is small. You see a big, small ice. In some place, the cool breeze is this way. You will see that shape ice. According to the cool breeze, the ice takes water takes ice shape. So according to your devotion, God takes a form. Whatever form you ask, in that form you will see the God. If you ask, you wanted to see him as Jesus, he will appear as Jesus. If you want to see him as Krishna, he will appear as Krishna. If you want to see him as Allah, he will appear as Allah. If you want to see him as Ganesha, he will appear as Ganesha. It is your devotion. According to your devotion, he gives darshan to you. But he is the same energy. He is the same energy. As you want, he does his makeup and comes down. You supply makeup set for him. Whatever makeup set you supply, he wears that and comes back, comes down. All you need to do is ask in any form or you pray. I don't know which form you will appear. Just give me your darshan. Then he will give you his experience. Any form is enough. One thing. If you have a deep trust and faith and if you start praying, even a stone will become God and bless you. If you don't have trust or devotion, even if God comes, you will ask for ID card. So it is your devotion. To which God you pray is not important. How intensely you pray is important. To whom you surrender is not important. How intense is your surrender is important. Surrender by itself has quality to transform you. To whom you surrender is not important at all. Not at all important. It is your intensity of prayer or surrender. That matters really. Nothing else matters.
Ego stops you from surrender.
Then suffer with ego, what can be done? Then have ego and enjoy. Surrender to ego, that's what you are doing now. Either you surrender to master, you will surrender, or you will surrender to ego. If your ego is stopping, it means what? You are surrendering to ego. What can be done? After surrender to ego, then you will have nice banging. After that, naturally you will realize the ego is not going to be ultimate. Then naturally you will surrender to God. That's all.
Swamiji, once we start doing all this chakra meditation, is it necessary that we go back into our daily routine of praying in front of idol, praying in front of picture, or once we go to temple?
If you intensely do the meditation, that is enough. You don't need any other spiritual practices.
Then, on the other hand, let's say example, if I am a Hindu, I am supposed to do all this, go to temple, and if I start doing that, by doing meditation, am I a Hindu anymore?
By doing meditation, first thing you will go beyond Hindu, being a Hindu. First thing, if you are a Buddhist, you will be praying in Buddhism and doing all the ritual. If you are a follower of Krishna, you will be praying and what you are saying as you will be a Hindu. By meditation, you will become Krishna, you will become Buddha. You wanted to pray to Buddha or you want to become Buddha? Find out that first.
At that time, I won't be able
By
to-
prayer, you will be praying to Krishna, you will be praying to Shiva, you will be praying to Buddha. By meditation, you will become Buddha, you will become Shiva, you will become Krishna. Becoming Shiva or becoming Krishna is only becoming real Hindu. As on now, you are not a real Hindu, you are a follower of Hinduism, that's all. Only when you experience, you become Hindu. Understand? Only when you do meditation, you become Hindu. If you are doing only prayer, you are follower of Hinduism, that's all. Follower of Hinduism does not mean he is a Hindu.
That's wonderful.
Follower of Buddhist does not mean he is a Buddhist. Follower of Buddhism means he is a student. Only he meditates, he became Buddhist. Realize the Buddha consciousness. Realize the Christ consciousness. Realize the Krishna consciousness. Realize the Master's consciousness.
Swamiji, we have been taught in Buddhism to dedicate merits after every session of prayer or meditation. Do we have to do the similar things for this kind of meditation?
With our meditation, you can straight away start doing the meditation. No problem. There is no need for any prayer. Straight away start doing meditation.
So what she meant is that after the meditation, you will dedicate the merits of, dedicate the merits.
Yes. You can dedicate the merits. When you dedicate the merits to God, you will become God. See, person who has got wants, worships. Person who don't have any wants is worshipped. Person who prays, he worships. Person who meditates is worshipped. That's all. You want to worship or you want to be worshipped? Decide.
Why is that? Because like new beginners in meditation, do we get negative energy or what you call it, attachment?
Whatever you have suppressed will come out. That is why yesterday I made you do catharsis. If you do vipassana directly without doing catharsis, all the suppressions will come out. Yesterday you already cathars. Now you can meditate, no problem. There will be no negative energy. That's why yesterday I took out everything.
Is there some grand object design? Because it seems such a waste that so few people are enlightened. The whole of humanity is kind of doing meaningless things.
What you are seeing in the talking in the language of productivity or what?
I'm just wondering, it seems such a big waste. So what is?
There is a grand plan, no doubt. And whomsoever wants to become enlightened, only they can become enlightened. God is so gracious. He allows you to be in bondage. He gives you the freedom to be in bondage. He never thinks in the language of productivity. You understand? Somebody goes and asks Buddha, you know enlightenment is the highest thing. Why don't you give the enlightenment to everybody? Buddha says, all right, go around and take a survey in the whole village. How many wants? The guy came back in the night, he says, no, only 2 persons want. Buddha says, all right, bring the 2 persons, I'll give them. He says, no, they are not ready to come here and this much distance and all. If you can send it by courier, they will have it. They are not interested in coming all the way from the house to your place and all. They said, if Buddha says this by courier, we can keep it in our showcase. So, please be very clear. How many want it? And how many are ready to work for it? Then they will have it. So don't talk about productivity. So if you really want and you are really ready to work for it, then you can have it. Yes, that's a beautiful question. In etheric body you are a ghost. புல்லாகி பூடாய் புழுவாய் மரமாகி பல்விருகமாகி பறவையாய் பாம்பாகி கல்லாய் மனிதராய் வேயாய் கணங்களாய் வல்லசுரராகி முனிவராய் தேவராய் செல்லா நின்ற இத்தாவர சங்கமத்துள் எல்லா பிறப்பும் பிறந்திழைத்தேன் எம்பெருமான் மெய்யே உன் பொன்னடிகள் கண்டின்று வீடுற்றேன் முய்ய என் உள்ளத்துள் ஓங்காரமாய் நின்ற. Of course, it goes on. I'll translate a few lines for all the other people who can't understand Tamil. See, this verse says, I took birth as a grass or as animals or as reptiles in all the forms. Then finally I became Rakshasa, means the demons and demigods. I took so many forms, and only by touching your feet, O Lord, I am now liberated. This is the verse. Here he is asking me, what does he mean by the word I became demigod or demon? In your etheric body, in the NSP I speak about this etheric body. In your pain body, you are a demon. Even though you live in this human body, whenever you are suffering, you are already in hell. If you are in depression or if you are in low energy, you are already in hell. That moment you are in Rakshasa, you are a demon. If you are suffering, you will always torture others. You can see, if you have a headache, you will give a headache to others. You can see in your life, day-to-day life. If you are suffering, what will you do? Naturally, you will start torturing others. You will have a subtle joy. If you are suffering by torturing others, nagging starts only when you suffer. You will never nag others if you are joyful. If you are joyful, even somebody does a mistake, you will not bother. You will just take it easily. If you are depressed, if somebody does even a small mistake, what will happen? You just jump on them and bite them to pieces. So, if you are in a low mood, you are demon or bhuta. That's what he means. Pullagi puluvai, paravayai, pambai, palvirugamai, kallai, manidarai, peyai, kadangalai, vallasurarai, munivarai, devarai, sella ninra ittavara jangamattul. Stavara and jangama means the whole immovable existence, the mountains and all those things. Jangama means the river. The nature which moves is called Jangama. The nature which does not move is called Stavara. Stavara is mountains, Jangama is rivers. Rivers and ocean, all these things are called Jangama. Sella nitrai Stavara Jangamathul Ella Pirappum Virandilaithe Nimberuman. I am tired of taking all the works. Enough. I am too tired. Liberate me. That is the prayer he is giving. Only the very senior, matured souls will start experiencing in the very young age itself that they lived so many times on the planet Earth, did so many same mistakes so many times. See, I have seen some youngsters, very young guys living, but they will come for sannyas life. They understand, they realize, they become mature. The same mistake which they are doing. Usually what you do, 70 or 80 years you live in the planet Earth. You create a big group. You are my husband, wife, son, daughter, mother, father. You create a big batch of network. You just enjoy, live everything. Suddenly you die and take a new birth. And then again create a whole thing. You catch one person, you are my husband, you are my son, you are my father, you are my brother, you are my sister. And this is my boundary, this is my car. And you create everything. Suddenly you die there and go into the other place and create the whole thing again. Continuously you are doing the same thing. How long you will be doing the same thing? The persons who become intelligent, who realize the truth, experientially at least for one moment, that they are doing the same mistake, janmas after janmas, wants to escape from it. They are only called as sannyasis, persons who try to liberate themselves. How long you will be doing the same thing? Now you catch somebody and say, you are my father, you are my wife, you are my son, you are my daughter, you are my elder brother, you are my elder sister, you are my younger sister, you are my elder sister. You play the drama and you ask them out, you expect them also to play the same drama. Suddenly, you lie down, much poch. The breath is gone. Then, again you take birth and start catching people. Now you are my son, you are my father, you are my mother. Have you seen the young kids will be playing with the small Marpach dolls? That dolls made out of wood. They will keep some 4 or 5 dolls. You are father, they will tie the dhoti. You are mother, they will tie the sari. You are daughter, they will put the gown. And they will keep on say, mother is cooking. Then they will make sound of all cooking sound. Father is driving car and going to the office. Then they will take the doll and take brrrr, they will go for driving, making all the sound. And then they will come and stand here in front of house and arm, ring ring. They will do all this drama. And then they will take the daughter. Daughter is going to the school. They will take the daughter to the school. The same drama you are playing in the life with living beings. That's all. Same thing. The moment you become intelligent, you realize what nonsense I am doing. Same thing you are doing. We have never grown. Only one difference, now we are playing with the living beings. And we are expecting the doll should behave as we want. If the doll doesn't behave, we say this is the wrong doll, they throw it. This is not doing what I want. Then if they start doing meh, they start crying. You go and ask what happened. No, this doll is not doing what I want. This is not doing what I am saying. Same drama you are doing. Exactly same drama you are doing. If you realize, if you understand, you are called intelligent. And if you don't understand, it is up to you. That's what Vivekananda beautifully says. Either realize and renounce, or Maya will snatch and take things away from you. That's all. If you become mature, gracefully you will leave things. If you have not become mature, if you only grown and not become mature, by force things will be taken away from you. Grace or force, this choice is yours. If you become mature, gracefully you will leave the things, or forcefully you will be made to leave the things. Naturally, after 15-20 years, your spouse will be taken away from you. Your son will be taken away from you. Your son, for whom you work, he will take you to the old age home. All these things are going to happen. Be very clear. And naturally, if he doesn't kick you to the old age home also, someday either you will be taken or he will be taken. Life is going to take people away from you. What to do then? By force, things will be taken away from you. If you become mature, gracefully you will leave. That's what I always tell people. Either you do dana or you will become magadani. If you do dana, you will be living as a dani. Or you will leave the whole thing and go as a mahadani. You will leave the whole thing completely and you will go as a mahadani. You want to be dani or mahadani is up to you. I have always seen these fellows who are these misers who hold, keep things. They will have the worst death because they can't live and die. They will be pulling and pushing. One side, their body will say, no, enough, I am tired, I can't hold you anymore. But the life energy will say, no, I have to enjoy all these things, I want to be here. They will not leave. That's what they call yaksha. Yaksha means persons who got wealth but who never enjoy wealth. Who has got wealth, who will never enjoy it, who will never live it, who will never spread it, who will never circulate it, who hold things. If you are holding, be very clear. One day, the whole thing will be snatched away from you. Whether it is love or wealth, if you don't share, the whole thing will be taken away from you. If you share, you can also enjoy and you will live happily. If you don't share, the whole thing will be snatched away from you. That's all. Love, life, wealth, everything has got value only when you share.